Coming up on OU Nightly, SNAP benefits get a possible lifeline, what 2 federal judges ordered the Trump administration to do. Plus, changes to state DUI laws starting at midnight, why some could face jail time.
And I've got your Halloween forecast and what you can expect heading into your November. This is OU Nightly.
SNAP benefits might have just gotten a lifeline. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Colson Pocock.
And I'm Darby McCormick. This afternoon, Governor Kevin Stitt has announced he and the Oklahoma legislature will vote to fund SNAP benefits in Oklahoma. This comes after 2 federal judges issued an order this afternoon requiring the Trump administration to use emergency funds to continue the SNAP program.
According to the governor's office, $1 million per week could be made available to Oklahoma food banks in all 77 counties for the next 7 weeks. The money will be from the State Emergency Fund, which currently holds just under $8 million. The funding must be approved by the Oklahoma Contingency Review Board Monday evening.
OU Nightly reached out to the Department of Human Services, and they say they are aware of the federal ruling and are awaiting further instructions. Well, we have gotten a little bit of a warmer day today, so Parker, we're going to head to you and figure out what can people expect while they are heading out for Halloween tonight.
Yeah, Darby, it has been a little bit of a warmer day for sure. We had some cooler temperatures this week, but right now we're sitting up into those mid 60s and upper 60s across much of the state here. Now tonight, though, for Halloween, temperature-wise, we're not looking too spooky. We've got some temperatures up into the low and mid 50s later tonight, but we do have another event down at the National Weather Center, and that's where student meteorologist Dylan Strelko is at. So Dylan, what can we expect for your Saturday?
Thanks, Parker. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about those warmer temperatures today, but we are watching some cooler weather that will be coming in tonight and into tomorrow that could be affecting that National Weather Festival here at the National Weather Center behind me. Now, that is from 10 to 2 p.m. tomorrow. There's lots of stuff to do. The temperatures will be cooler, like I said, in the morning, starting off in the 40s, but as that sun starts to come out, we'll be warming up into the mid to upper 50s and even lower 60s. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, I suggest coming out to the National Weather Festival. There's lots of stuff to do. There's emergency vehicles for you to tour, and you can also be a part of a weather balloon launch. Colson, Darby?
All right, thank you, Dylan. As we creep into November, a major change is taking effect at midnight. New DUI laws across Oklahoma. Senate Bill 54 passed through the legislature despite Governor Stitt's veto earlier this year. It changes aggravated DUI charges from a misdemeanor to a felony offense. OU Nightly's Cariana Gamboa joins us live on campus. Cariana, what do these new laws mean for students here in Norman?
Colson, it means if a student chooses to drink and drive, even on a scooter from Campus Corner this Halloween weekend, and get charged with the DUI, that charge will now be a felony.
Get on your live scooter, you're going back to campus, you get pulled over, they take a breath test, you're a 1.5 or more, that's a felony.
The other new aggravated DUI law triggers include if you cause a crash causing injury, death, or property damage above $500, driving 20 miles over the speed limit, or even 10 in a school zone while under the influence, driving recklessly, or even having a child in the car. Oklahoma City DUI defense attorney John Hunsucker launched a website called JustDon'tBlow.com in response to these new changes. He says his legal firm does a lot of business within Cleveland County, and while he doesn't condone drinking and driving, he's advising drivers not to blow into a breathalyzer if they're pulled over.
If you don't blow, it's a misdemeanor DUI. It doesn't change anything else. It's not against the law to refuse.
Hunsucker says while the DUIs are up to the discretion of the officer, he hopes they stick to their training while sobriety testing before handing out that DUI. The Cleveland County Sheriff Department says they're going to be out patrolling as normal on Halloween night, but as the clock strikes midnight, they will enforce the new laws.
We're still going to enforce the law as it is. It just now comes down to if those parameters are there then too, then the charges filed against them could now be listed as, because they're now aggravated, they could be listed as a felony.
Those convicted of an aggravated DUI will also have to serve a mandatory 10 days in jail, as well as 1 year of supervision and drug alcohol testing, and have a car breathalyzer for at least 180 days. For now, reporting live in Norman, Kariana Gamboa, OU Nightly.
And thanks, Kariana. Coming up, a terror attack planned during Halloween weekend festivities.
Find out what the FBI has done in response.
And the effects of Hurricane Melissa are hitting Jamaica hard.
We'll have information on that next.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella!
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Has thwarted a terrorist attack in Michigan. Oliver Schaefer has that and the rest of today's international and national headlines from the News Center.
The FBI has thwarted a potential Halloween weekend terrorist attack in Michigan, according to a post on X from FBI Director Kash Patel. Multiple suspects have been arrested after, quote, allegedly plotting a violent attack over Halloween weekend. Patel said the plot was connected to international terrorism. The suspects' ages range from 16 to 20, according to sources. Communities across the Northern Caribbean are reeling in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa on Friday. More than 200 communities remain isolated and without communication due to the storm. Officials say as of right now, 50 deaths have been attributed to the storm, and in Jamaica, 19 deaths have been attributed to the storm, but the number is expected to increase. The Pentagon has given the White House the ability to provide Ukraine with long-range Tomahawk missiles. After assessing that it would not negatively impact U.S. stockpiles, this leaves the final decision in President Donald Trump's hands. Trump said earlier this month that he would rather not provide the missiles to Ukraine because, quote, we don't want to be giving away things that we need to protect our country. And Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles III has started the process to strip his brother, Prince Andrew, of his titles and honors. Colson, Darby?
Thank you, Oliver. Happening tonight, the election for SGA president and vice president will close. The election closes at 8 p.m. tonight. Students can vote for their candidate on Engage under the Fall 2025 SGA election form. And coming up next, we have got Halloween costumes from years past.
But from some faces that you know and love here in the OU Nightly family.
And we got a fun-filled weekend in store. We got the National Weather Fest at the National Weather Center on your Saturday, and I got what you can expect heading into your November after the break. And welcome back to OU Nightly. It's been a warmer day today for sure because of the last few days. We've been pretty cold. We've had those cold fronts that brought us down to the 50s, but for right now, we're up into those upper 60s here in Norman 68, and that wind has calmed down. That was been a little bit of a talking point over the last few days. Right now, we're sitting about 5 miles per hour of the south, so definitely a lot calmer than what we have seen. Now, temperatures across the metro here, 70 in Purcell, 67 out in Reno, and out in Yukon. Across much of the state here, again, we're kind of sitting in those same marks around that upper 60s and mid 60s. So definitely warmer than what we've seen, that is for sure. Now, we do have, despite that, though, later tonight, we do have some frost advisories out across the eastern part of the state, almost right around Norman, too. Not quite in Norman, though. That's until 7 a.m. tomorrow. So keep that in mind if you got any plans or anything outside like that. You might want to bring them indoors for you tonight. Now, we do, again, have that National Weather Fest like we've been talking about. You can go ahead and meet your OU Nightly meteorologist there. We'll be all there. We're looking forward to meeting y'all out there. We do have your weather friends as well to meet. Now, temperature-wise, it will be a little chilly if you go ahead out around 10 a.m., around 50, and then as we head later in that ending time around 2 o'clock, we're up into those mid and upper 50s, almost 60. So it'll be a little warmer, but if you head out earlier, you might want to definitely grab that jacket for your National Weather Fest. So keep that in mind. Now, another thing that we have to kind of keep in mind about is we do have daylight savings time. Now, we're going to fall back 1 hour on your Saturday, then that sunrise is going to be coming up a little earlier, and that sunset will be kind of setting a lot earlier, so it's going to get a lot darker earlier. So that is something to keep in mind, because that is something that always kind of bothers me a little bit. I always kind of like, oh man, I forget. Yeah, daylight savings time. So keep that in mind. Now heading into November. We were cooler as we started out. It has to be into your October, but we're going to setting up into those above average temperatures as we head later into your week. So almost not now. We're not expecting 80s or 90s or anything like that, but let me show you what we can kind of expect. So right now we're going to have this upper air stream that's been kind of bringing in those cooler temps, but as we head into your November, that's going to kind of become a little bit stagnant. So we're going to stay into some warmer temperatures, not seeing a lot of precip chances either. So we're going to have to kind of be in a drier pattern. So, and that's not going to help our drought either. So we're going to have to keep that in mind, and we're going to kind of keep looking at that as we head forward. Lows tonight up into your low upper 40s, and then as we head into your next 7 days, we're going to see some temperatures as we go into your next week, into those low 70s. So it's going to be a little bit more fall-like as we head into your November, but that for your Halloween, though, it's going to be a little cooler. So we're going to be setting into those nice 60s tonight. So it'll be pretty nice.
It's very Oklahoma that the coldest day, the coldest evening of the week sits on Halloween. But I'm wearing a onesie, so I think I'm going to be nice and warm.
I think you'll be good for that.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
I think I might be going up as Michael Myers, so we're going to see about that. I think that'll keep me warm, though, for Halloween.
Oh, well, I'm Black Swan, so you know what? I'm just going to have to brave the elements in this case.
Yes.
Well, in the spirit of Halloween, we have got some costumes from our nightly team that we'd like to share with y'all, so let's take a look here. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Oh, that is me as a poodle.
Darby,
I don't even know.
That's
oh
me.
my goodness.
Little Spider-Man.
Spider-Man action. There's Elle.
Who else we got? Aiden Bruns, our meteorologist.
We got Bryn as well.
Abe Lincoln. I mean, oh my gosh. Abby Hollingsworth, our senior producer.
And our sports
Nate
director,
Fakin, a picture from what, the 70s?
Oh my goodness.
Probably.
Gracie.
These are just a great group of photos. I love that.
These are awesome.
Well, hey, coming up, we've got all things football, from high school play to college football Saturdays.
That's right. And the Sooners hope to rock, in Rocky Top. We have team coverage from Knoxville. Stick around for Big Friday Sports.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable.
Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Hello, I'm Kevin Daniel alongside Peyton Davis, and it's time for sports. Sooner football is on the road to take the Volunteers this week.
But also in Knoxville is OU Nightly's Cam Williams and Andrew Rest ready to talk some Tennessee. Guys, how y'all enjoying Rocky Top?
Yeah, Peyton, it's a little chilly, but we're enjoying it. Andrew and I are standing right outside of Neyland Stadium, home of the Vols, and tomorrow a top 20 SEC big-time showdown that has major playoff implications, Andrew.
Yeah, Cam, this is only the second time ever OU has taken the trip to Knoxville. It's Halloween today. Neyland's going to be blacked out, and these two staffs have a whole lot of history. Should be a pretty good one.
And it is going to be a good one because the Vols have the #1 rated offense in the SEC, but this Sooner defense is ready for the challenge.
You have to be able to let it go, the good and the bad. You know, every week is the biggest game of the year, so we just got to get back and work harder and, you know, get back to the drawing board and go down to Knoxville, and it's going to be fun. I love going away games, but more than home games, you know, it's just fun, you know, so it'll be fun going down there and, you know, and playing in that atmosphere.
Andrew, Kendall Daniels gets it and understands how hard it is to win on the road in the SEC, but the opposite side of the ball yet to be determined.
Yeah, Cam, and speaking of the opposite side of the ball, OU's offense is coming off of a lackluster performance against Ole Miss, and if that wants to be fixed, OU offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle says it all comes down to execution.
The biggest self-evaluation that I took away from it for my own self and my own perspective is finding ways to make us execute better, make us more detailed, right? And that's not on the kids, that's on me. You know, how can I be better at practice? How can I be better at installing a game plan?
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see if OU can bounce back this weekend. But hey, we're in Tennessee. Neyland's right behind us, so let's take a look at how the Rocky Top boys are doing. I was in Atlanta for SEC Media Days in July, and it's safe to say Tennessee's got a lot of feelings about a matchup that not only has playoff implications, but is personal.
I'm Andrew West here at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, just chilling with Smoky number 9's Threads. And speaking of former Threads, Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel's looking to take down his for the second year in a row as OU heads to Knoxville for the first time in 10 years. And what can only be deemed as the battle of paws and ponies.
We know the history that they have together and how things was done over there. So, you know, we already play for them, but of course it's going to add some more fire.
Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel returned to Norman last season for the first time since being fired by the Sooners in 2014. The Vols came out on top 25-15 in a win that the team says was for their coach.
It was very big, you know. We wanted to do it for him more than ourselves, and we feel like we just going into that week, you could just see everybody dialed in.
Speaking of former Sooners turned Vols, former OU offensive coordinator Seth Luttrell joined the coaching staff after being fired from Oklahoma in 2024, creating a bond at Tennessee that goes deeper than the logo on their chest.
I love Coach Luttrell. We have a lot in common. But yeah, just having him, that whole coaching staff, man, you just walk up there and it's like they're all just brothers. And especially like for Coach Hype, man, like whenever you have a teammate and a brother from back in the day, like that's only going to help you.
And while the bad blood may truly never go away, Josh Heupel knows that at the end of the day, it's never more important than what happens on the field.
It's a unique set of circumstances that you're walking into for sure. It's in some ways a little bit different because of those relationships, but you buckle your chin strap, the ball gets kicked off, and it's 11 on 11.
The last time these two teams met in Neyland Stadium, it was Baker Mayfield who led OU to a double overtime win over the Volunteers. But the Sooners better have the wagons ready because something tells me that Smokey is coming for revenge. Reporting from SEC Media Days in Atlanta, I'm Andrew West, OU Nightly. Yeah, and OU fans are real familiar with Josh Heupel and Seth Littrell, but even former OU quarterback Landry Jones is on this Tennessee staff.
Yeah, Andrew, and it's going to come down to big plays and protecting the football. Will it happen? We'll find out tomorrow. That's it from us from Knoxville. Back to you guys in studio.
Thanks, Cam and Andrew. We got a lot more college football this weekend. One game to watch is straight out of the Twilight Zone. Undefeated Navy sets sail for 7-1 North Texas.
Now I'm excited for Vandy's first visit to Austin since 1903. The number 9 ranked Commodores will face number 20 ranked Texas, and Longhorn fans will find out if quarterback Arch Manning will be back on the field after a concussion last week.
Yeah, and speaking of more Halloween night games, we have a full slate of high school football games tonight. Hunter Cornejo has more football frights in this week's Haunted Huddle with Hunter.
It's another week of Thursday night lights in Oklahoma last night. With the season winding down, each game's importance is only heightened as district matchups will determine the playoff seeding. We go to 6A1 with the Yukon Millers hosting the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. First quarter, Edmond Santa Fe in the red zone. Quarterback Jordan Kennedy takes snaps, sprints right, throws it on the run to Malachi Davis. Toe tap touchdown, standing on business. Wolves lead 7-0. Next possession, Millers looking for a response. Wyatt Jones in play action, throwing it up to one of the best wideouts in the state, Daniel Yebbitt, hauling it in with pass interference. Easy to see why he holds 5 Division I offers, including one from Kansas State. Student section loving it. Later on, Wyatt Jones trying to get his team on the board, throws right to the back of the end zone, and Zayden Khalil wide open, another toe tap touchdown. Millers tie it up at 7 and the score stays the same heading into halftime. The Millers force a punt here in the third quarter, and Braden Holiday goes untouched, blocking the punt and scooping it up for 6. Yukon pitches a second half shutout, getting the win 29-7. And staying in OK Preps, it's commitment day for Oklahoma's 5th-ranked prospect. Norman North offensive tackle Daniel McMorris announced his commitment to the California Golden Bears. McMorris chose the Bears over Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Kevin, Peyton, back to you.
Thanks, Hunter. Up next, we'll talk some OU teams that are swinging for the fences this weekend.
And hear the story of one Sooner standout who's already won in $1 million on the court. We'll be back on Big Friday Sports.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Back to Big Friday Sports. OU basketball has officially tipped off and the women's team has certainly made a splash. OU Nightly sports reporter Michael Thompson has the story on one freshman Sooner who's already a star on the court.
Number 1, it's how Sooner fans describe Oklahoma, and it's the rank of Oklahoma's newest Sooner on the hardwood.
I love coming in, being able to be with my teammates every day and just like practicing with them, having our off days with them. You can have a team that has so much drama, and that's not us.
But drama is what surrounded Aaliyah Chavez as she pledged her commitment to the Sooners last spring.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of opinions on Aaliyah Chavez, and they're not always super positive opinions, but she's won over her team. and because she's an incredible person.
When you're the #1 player in the country, social media becomes your friend, but also your enemy. Chavez had a bullseye on her back throughout her recruitment, but the team is ready for the world to see who she truly is.
Social media can portray people as someone they are not. Aaliyah is an awesome person. She shows up every day. She has the biggest heart. She's a hard worker. She's so kind. She's a great teammate. Like, I could talk about all the basketball things, but everyone sees how good of a player she is, but no one can truly see how good of a person she is.
Care, culture, and coaching from Baranchek led Aaliyah to taking the court in the Crimson and Cream.
She was a great coach. We've had that great connection since she started recruiting me, and I always knew that OU was probably going to be the one I picked. I just needed to see them play in person and to see how many fans came out and watched. I think that's when I realized this is where I want to be.
She could be a future Sooner legend, but for now,
You can tell she's going to be she's already really good, but she's been great for this team. She's normal. And that's not what people want to hear. You know, they want to create a villain or they want to create something, but she's just a normal person.
Aaliyah may be normal, but one thing isn't.
I've seen people that really like the game and really love the game. She loves the game.
#1 in the rankings, #2 on the court, and #3 added to the score. Reporting from the Lloyd Noble Center, Michael Thompson, OU Nightly.
Well, on the diamond, Skip Johnson's squad is currently playing the final game of their Fall World Series. It's their last scrimmage before starting the season in February. Sooner Baseball joined Sooner Sports Pad for an exclusive interview on Tuesday with a little bit on how they can grow from these intra-squad scrimmages.
Harder than you think, and that each day you got to get a little bit better if you want to compete against the best.
Yeah, coming from a pitching standpoint, I mean, it's honestly just great because I get to face all these great hitters every single day.
Well, if you're not feeling trick-or-treating, why not catch Sooner Softball for their 4th Battle Series scrimmage? The scrimmage is tonight at Loves Field, 6:30 p.m., and kids wear your best costume for the Kids Costume Contest.
Yeah, Sooner Soccer makes their first SEC tournament. They make their SEC tournament debut on Sunday on the beaches of Pensacola, where they'll face the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Bulldogs took the team's only meeting 2-0 in 2024. OU finished the season 10-4-4 with 3 conference wins. Well, that's all for our spooky edition of Big Friday Sports. I'm Kevin Daniel.
And I'm Peyton Davis. Be sure to watch OU Nightly weekdays live at 4:30. Have a fun and safe Halloween weekend.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.